right here, I can shoot it all the way. Before we get out of here, check out the shop car. This right here is driven by the tuner Dave Nguyen, owned by Wicked One, and this is on the top 10 fastest all-wheel drive right now. This car right here also went 8.6. This is front-wheel drive. This is the buddy Ryan. I'm not sure what his personal best is. This is also a new car, but it just raced at IFO Vegas. And this one right here belongs to Mike at Synergy. The homies at Synergy is getting tuned today. He will be out there this weekend as well with us, and hopefully he makes another record setting for the stock sleeve B16. That's right, stock sleeve B16. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This morning we had a scheduled dyno appointment with Paco's EJ1, which you guys should have already seen the earlier clips. And this is a super late intro, but we got off the dyno. It was like, what, maybe in an hour, and the dyno was done, surprisingly. So Paco's car is a tuned car, but we swapped it over to S300, made a few little changes here and there, especially with the manifold cracking a long time ago. So it's a different manifold design, but the same ram horn style. And we swapped it over to S300 so the owner can have his... What's going on?
Oh, they bet one another.
No mames, that's why you gotta get off your phone, vato.
Oh, come on.
We got a trailer, man.
I know.
Come on, cowboy. So we swapped over to S300 because the owner of the engine that he bought it from wants his ECU back, which is chrome, which is nothing special, but S300 just has a lot more settings, parameters, and stuff you can tinker with to you know, make some, I don't know, better power, I guess, because on this motor with the chrome ECU it made 351 on 14 pounds, and now on the S300 on 14 pounds it makes 360. Nothing has changed other than the wastegate placement, which is, like I said, the reason why we're retuned. But switching over to S300, it made 10 more horsepower and 280 wheel torque. So we left the dyno, we went to NorCal Auto Style to pick up some spacers for Paco's slicks because he has 5 lug and the wheel that he's using is touching the caliper a tad bit. 3mm spacers should work out perfectly fine. And then we headed over here to, what is this? Dos Cheos?
Don Cheos.
Don Cheos.
The spot
and
in California.
Yeah. And this spot right here has some pretty bomb-ass burrito, but especially the sauce is the reason why we're back here. So we're gonna grab some food right now, and then we're gonna head back to the pad, kind of talk a little bit more about the car, because there are a few more things that we need to do before it is ready to race this weekend. What is this, Paco? Super burrito, pastor? Yo, this shit is bomb, man. The sauce, oh my god. I'd share with you guys. So after we left Don Cheos, we decided to come to Nilo's shop real quick and get an alignment done on Paco's car, because he did add a Block's traction bar. So we want to make sure his car is straight before we go to the track. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's a new day. So yesterday, me and my buddy Paco went to the dyno to tune his EJ1 coupe. You guys have probably seen it a few times here on the channel throughout shit, 2 years. But we finally got it back on the retune. We returned the chrome ECU that came with the motor because the owner wanted it back, but we threw it on S300, made a little bit more than what it made on the chrome, which was 351. We made 360, and that is more than enough power for Paco to learn his car, because he's been an all-motor guy, never really had more than 200 plus horsepower. So he's gonna be at track with us this weekend. He's only got a few more things to button up, and he should be 100% ready to go. I've been prepping my CRX a little bit too the last day or so, and it's almost ready to go. The fuel cap on top of my eBay fuel cell has deteriorated and broken in 100 pieces, and hopefully I can go to Kel's house today, kind of show you what he's whipping up for me to fix that issue, so I can drive to Sacramento without killing myself with the fume of fuel. Aside from all of that, a little update on Chewy's wagons. I believe where we left off was everything that I was missing, you know, for the car. I wanted to spend a little more time on it to get it more near completed before we fired the car over. So Chewy came through today and finally got me a clutch line that's long enough to go to his hydro conversion, which I've been working on, I think 2 days ago or yesterday. I was gonna fully install this, but I needed his clutch line to go up there, and then he got me a hose that the O'Reilly people gave him that was hydraulic pressured braided line, and it was just a regular vacuum hose. So he got me the correct line right here, and I'm gonna install that in just a minute, as well as this. But I don't need these guys to turn the car on. We got the booster vacuum line all the way up here to the front. We got the lower radiator hose, which is just a universal hose that flexes in the direction we need. Got that buttoned up. I got 3 grounds, 1, 2, and 3 right here in the back. We got the other hose right here hooked up as well, so he's gonna have heater, transmission fluid. We are retaining the single cam speed sensor right there with the stock cable driven speed sensor cable to the cluster. And we got power, alternator, starter. We got power to the battery, which I left here on the passenger floor because I'm not going to be relocating this. Chewy's going to take care of that, but I have it grounded here, and power cable here, distribution block, which goes to the fuse box and all. And all I got to do is hook up the ECU, program it, which I have the key right here, and that's what we're going to try to do right now. Boy, have I been running through a dilemma. The last clip was like 2 hours ago, and I've been trying to figure out why someone decided to call me when I record. So the dilemma that I was having was I couldn't figure out why the ECU, the main relay, all that stuff wasn't getting power. And you know, after tracing some wires and just kind of figuring out with some pinout instructions, I traced down to this plug right here, right? This is the power to, I believe, the ECU. And I was kind of looking at it to see where it was going. And then I noticed that it comes right here, right? Yellow black stripe. And then this is a CJS harness, K-series harness, and this is wire. So obviously it's kind of hard to, you know, pin exactly to another person's product. So over here you can see this yellow black on the wire side, right? And this yellow black was actually over here. So when it was pinned here, it wasn't doing anything over here, and this one's pinned here wasn't doing anything here. So what I did was I contacted CJS, and he confirmed that that's the power wire. I took it off here, moved it here, and now everything has power. So that means I was able to get power to the ECU, right? And over here I just went to pretty much new calibration, and because this car obviously doesn't have a base map, I went to new calibration. I went to other vehicles, and then I went stock K24 Accord, right? And pretty much now that the ECU has power, I was able to upload this map in there, and that allowed me to finally, with the power to the ECU, kick the fuel pump on. Now that the fuel pump finally kicks on, I noticed that this was leaking because it was loose, and this one was leaking because the crush washer was pretty bad. So after priming it a few different times, changing out this fitting, the crush washer, actually it doesn't have crush washer, it has an O-ring inside, and no more leaks here, no more leaks here. I adjusted the fuel pressure, it's about 50, It's between 50 and 45, but I won't know to adjust that until the car actually has full pressure, because right now it's just off the key. Fuel pump comes on and off, and so far it's very promising. Chewy has some crazy like sequence to turning his car on. I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna have to figure it out and see if I can get this thing to fire on with that base map, and we'll report back. All right, another dilemma. So I had two check engine lights. I had one for oil pressure switch and one for, I believe, 41 heated oxygen sensor. The code 41 was the same code in Paco and Daniel's ECU, where the J12 wasn't cut and pretty much read as a stock ECU. That came directly from Honda. I'm not sure why it's throwing that code, even though I disabled it here. I'm at a standstill once again, and I couldn't figure out Chewy's freaking puzzle to turning his car on. Another problem I found out was once I put the key into the on position, the starter would start cranking without me cranking it here. So something along the wiring is giving power to the signal and giving the signal to the starter to turn on. So right now the starter is disconnected with the signal wire. I'm going to show you right now. The key is in on position. I'm going to short the signal wire right here on the starter, and it's going to turn on. Typically when the signal wire is on, you put power to it, it'll turn on the starter. But this one is the actual signal wire, right? And I'm going to short it, and the car wants to turn on, or at least, right? That's not supposed to be like that. It's getting direct power to this wire, and when you touch it to the signal, it turns on. The third problem is it killed the battery pack, and the way you just heard it sounds like it has no compression. So what I got to do is I'm going to charge the battery pack, do a compression test, because I'm not sure if Chewy did it, even though I told him to do it like half a year ago. I'm going to see if this thing has any type of compression, because right now there's some noises coming out from right here, and I hope the tensioner and the chain and all that it's not going to mess this whole process up for me. Oh, this shit's seen some better days. What in the bloody hell? Before doing the compression test, I wanted to check to see why the signal wire was getting power. And you can see right here, this is the black and yellow to the starter signal. And once I throw it on there, it's throwing 12 volts. Now that's not normal. And that's shit. Something is giving this wire power that is triggering the signal to have power, and once you stick it to the starter, it turns it over. So right now I'm chatting with CJS to see if he can help me out, and I sent him a bunch of pictures to this right here to figure out if something was pinned incorrectly, because again, this is CJS, this is Rywire, and see what he sees and see what he thinks. But I'm almost certain, because it's two different companies, they may pin stuff differently. Like you see all these wires in the corner, right? But it goes to nothing on this end, you know what I mean? So I got to figure out why it's doing that. But in the meantime, while he's checking out the pictures, I'm gonna go and do the compression test real quick. I'm gonna have to bring this car on the channel for you guys one time. Just got it registered, smogged and all that, tagged, and we're good for another 2 years. And I need to bring it out to really show you guys this in the daytime, because it's been a while since this car's been on the channel. Excuse me, sir. Sir, I'm over here, sir. Licking his balls in my car. Damn, I missed this thing. I have this antsy feeling going through my body right now. Like I really in disbelief. So I did a compression test, cylinder 4 and 3, right? Let me show you. In cylinder 4 and 3, compression readings, battery on, injectors disconnected, obviously coil pack wasn't on, throttle body valve completely open, zero. I didn't even bother with the other two. Just 2 cylinder down, it's already enough for me to really figure out what the hell is going on. Okay, So what I did right here was I've never done timing on a K series before, but I watched several videos just now. You guys can see it's getting dark. So aside from this problem, which CJ already pointed out a few things to check, which I'll do, I don't know, maybe after all this crap that's been going on. So let me show you guys here real quick. So I did some YouTube research, some online, some Honda Tech stuff, and I'm trying to line up the timing to TDC, right? I got a 19 mil down here, a little hard with a deep socket because the crank pulley is literally wedged between the frame rail. But you can see the timing mark, the up arrow, and that line over there. You can see it's not even in the same formation, right? And then you see that little screwdriver flathead thing I got going on in cylinder 1. Right now, these are pointed up, and that's like midway, right? See how it keeps going up, and then arrow keeps going off. You can see the chain jump off right there. I don't know what's going on, but that's causing me to have no compression. Timing is definitely off. All right, guys, so I had to change the battery real quick, but I think we're done here with the car. So, quick tip. This is like what you got to deal with when you're buying the engine from the junkyard. I mean, you can go to the junkyard with a compression tester and one of them little portable battery packs, and then do a compression test in the junkyard before buying an engine. Normally what I do is, because I don't have a battery pack, I go to the junkyard. If I'm deciding to buy an engine, I look at the car and try to figure out like why it's there. Normally there's some writings on the window that says car was towed for whatever reason, or the car was wrecked, or insurance claim car. That'll be some sort of information of why the car is there, and that will also kind of give you the idea if the engine is bad or not. Normally when the car is super clean, no writings on it, it shows up in the yard, maybe engine failure, somebody abandoned it or whatever. But it's a hit or miss when buying an engine from the junkyard. My K24 over there, I don't even know if it runs, but the car that engine came from Oakland, and Oakland, man, that's where like the home of sideshows. So whoever owned that car, being a 5-speed, might have beaten the hell out of it. I don't know, but we'll figure it out when we throw it in the car. But for this one, I don't remember if the car was wrecked, but I know for sure the front end was straight. Maybe the rear was wrecked or it was T-bone. I got to look back at the video, but unfortunately, this is one of those engines that it's bad. So I already notified Chewy, let him know the whole deal. I am still going to finish the car, like do the clutch line, run the fluid lines, bleed the brakes, bleed the hydraulic system, just button up everything else that needs to be buttoned up, like throttle cable and all that, so the car goes back to him complete. And all he's got to do is pretty much like a regular car now. You disconnect everything, drop the engine, put the new one in, or figure out what he wants to do with that. I know for sure the valves are definitely staying open when the piston comes up, because this is obviously off timing, and timing marks don't even line up at all, no matter which revolution we turn it to. So he has two choices: either get another K24, or he can slap his K20A2 head on it and make it a Frankenstein. Now, if it clears with the K24, I'm sure it'll clear with the K20 head. So the engine definitely has to come out, because it's super hard to get this timing cover off with it so close to the frame rail. But regardless, this whole engine has to change out. Whatever he decides to do, probably not going to be here at the house. If he decides to do it at his place, I'll more than likely go over there and help him. But I'm done trying to tinker with the rest of this, because the engine's not going to fire over no matter what it is that I do with it still in the car. So that's that. I'm going to finish everything else off camera. He'll come pick it up hopefully before the weekend starts. I am going to end the video here, guys. Track is this weekend, so hopefully you guys look forward to that. Definitely hit the subscribe button, because we got a whole Built to Drive camp going out. A lot of cars, a lot of friends. We're definitely going to have a booth. Some merch is out. March 24th, Sacramento Raceway on Sunday. And if you guys are near, definitely stop by, say what's up, check out the cars, and just have a great time. Support Street to Track and their events. They always throw a mean one. I'm always out there. So come out and have a great time. If you guys enjoyed any part of this video, definitely hit the like button. But I am going to start cleaning up now and just button up the rest of this car. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.